Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and my Auburn Tigers lost to the University of Florida, the Florida Gators. We lost because I think my summation is that our quarterback really, if he had gotten 2 passes and actually thrown it to the guy instead of throwing it either behind him or over his head and overthrowing him, the guy gets 1 or 2 touchdowns that he didn't get. I'm going to have to chalk this one up to a freshman quarterback. Okay, here we go. This first thing I got is from Borislav Stoilkov, I think is how you say that. Check out this is a company, Quantrell Ltd. They're integrating blockchain payments in vending machines and pay for our coffee with XRP. This is a really cool video, and it's worth going to watch here. It's a video of this guy. He's at a vending machine and he's showing you, he's also got on the screen here where he's showing you that he is buying this cup of coffee with XRP. You'll see the barcode right there, and then he shows himself typing this in, and it happens just literally in seconds. And so interesting video. If you want to go watch it again, you can see it at DEMLUDI is where you can check that out. Now next, Stuart, I think this next piece was, let me see if I can get this going. All right, here we go. Stuart at Stuart XRP had posted this video, and I think he must have put this together himself. What he did is he took the pictures and different photos that he got from this UbriCon that Ripple did this week, 2019, and put this video together. And I'll just kind of slowly go through here and show you some different pictures that he got from the event. But this is pretty cool if you want, and it's a video, so you can go through and actually watch it. But this video, and I encourage you to watch it and then stop the video occasionally and go back through it and do the same thing over again, because you can it really puts together in your mind all of the things, the bigger picture of what Ripple is doing and through Spring, and all of the different, ultimately what really matters is different use cases that are being worked on and created and hatched from all of that's going on. And I think that's what this conference was all about. But you can kind of go through here and you can see all the different things. I'm sure there were a lot of smart people in that room. I saw David Schwartz, and I saw the guy that's in charge of Spring, Ethan, what's his name? Ethan, I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, he's in there. A lot of these guys are the developers. Thought this guy did a really great job. But you need to go and watch this for sure. It's interesting. At Stewart_XRP. Okay, next. This is from Leonidas. He had posted this on Twitter. Ripple's XRP in escrow list updated. So for 22 escrows have ended. 1 billion XRP each. The total amount of XRP in escrow has been reduced by 5 billion XRP. That is an average of 227.3 million per month. At this rate, it will take 220 months for the last escrow to finish in February 2038. 8 months ago, this is kind of interesting. 8 months ago, the expected finish was April 2039 at a rate of 214.3 per month. And if you go to he's got the link here. His website is XRP Arcade. Great website, and it has a lot of things in here. I showed you the Ripple feed the other day. But this is the XRP in escrow that he had summarized there, and he's got, I don't know how he collects all this information, but he really does a good job on this website. Okay, then Bull Run Wonka. We talked about this yesterday, but I think Bull Run Wonka always puts things in a way that are nice and easy and sum it up pretty well and normally pretty funny. PayPal scraps Facebook's Libra crypto group. Others may follow. Fox Business, say hello to XRP. XR Patriots know. And so I thought that was funny. but that now they're on Fox Business getting coverage for this. Now, if you do nothing else as a result of watching this video, I want you to go watch this. What this is Steve Jobs, and he's speaking at one of the Apple conferences, I guess back in the day, or one of their shareholder meetings. I don't know what it was. But anyway, it's 1997. He's on stage, and one of the guys that I guess works for Apple, one of the programmers or whatever, stands up and asks him a question and basically says, in summation, he says, we're doing all these massive things. He says, we're building icebergs. And he says, but the media is treating us like we're doing nothing, and they're just totally, poo-pooing everything that we're doing. And then Steve Jobs responds like the adult in the room that he is or was, and he says, look, what I do, he said, I've been around for a while, and I look at what the media is always behind in what they're doing. They're always like they're lagging way behind what's really going on. He goes, by the time they catch up, it's too late for everybody. He said, but what I do and what you should do is while they're shorting Apple in the media, you should be buying Apple. And more or less, the parallels between this and what is going on, and what the other thing he's really talking about is we're focusing on building and developing while they can say whatever they want to say. And so I think that this is kind of what Ripple has said in so many words many times, is that we block out all of that noise, and occasionally it's frustrating. It even frustrates Brad Garlinghouse sometimes. We saw him come out in a Twitter storm 2 or 3 weeks ago. But it's easy. We're all human. It's easy to get frustrated occasionally. I've gotten a little frustrated, and you've seen me on Twitter with some of this. We seem to be getting attacked more and more by Bitcoin people and all that. And so every once in a while, you kind of want to tell the truth right in their face and put it out there. But what's important is that you know that you've done your research and that you know what's being built. And go back. I would highly suggest that you watch that Stewart XRP video, the compilation that he put together from that Ubri this week, the conference that Ripple did, and then go and watch this, and then go and watch that again, and then go and watch this again. If you really want to have some perspective on where we are and how you should psychologically view all of this. And if you're really smart, well, I'm filling my bags. I keep filling my bags. So that's but anyway, great, really good video there. Chinu Patel at Chinu Patel 29 sent me this. I want to give these guys some credit. This is this guy says SPQR called it. Now this is the article. We talked about this the other day, I believe. Vanguard to challenge banks' grip on $6 trillion currency market. And this is a Bloomberg article, and it says indexing giant testing peer-to-peer FX via blockchain. Firm aims to lower the cost of investing for all investors. Having revolutionized the business of buying stocks, Vanguard Group is now coming for currencies. Now, this is pretty hilarious down here. It says the investing pioneer obsessed with lowering costs is testing a new way for asset managers to trade currencies and avoid big investment banks, according to a person familiar with the matter. The platform, based on the blockchain technology that powers Bitcoin, I'll bet you it's not. not proof of work. I will bet you it's not proof of work. I know what it could be though. Has been operational for 2 months and has handled some trades, said the person, asking not to be named because the project is private. Now it's time to give some folks some credit. Remember this DLT Con 2019 in Manchester? We went over this when was it? Yeah, about a month or so ago. On September 20th, they posted this. This is Love for Crypto. And by the way, before I forget, and I'll show it in another video, they are putting together for this next year DLT Con and it's going to be in Los Angeles. They announced it, I believe, yesterday. And so there were some links where you can go and get tickets, and I will find those links and put them up. I did tweet them out yesterday. But in this presentation, this SPQR media they did a slideshow, and they talked about how Vanguard was at the center of all this. This was a month ago before this news came out that they were talking about this. So, and then here is the, this is one of their tweets. I think they did this back when they were going over all this. And they say BNY Mellon, MUFG, Ripple, BNY Mellon, SBI, Ripple, Classic. And this is their, these two things are their, Twitter feeds, SPQR Lee, and then at Distributed Mind. You should follow both of them there. And then, they said, P.S. Brad Garlinghouse's father-in-law is or was at BNY Mellon. But this is the thread that they went over, tying all these different companies to Vanguard. And now all of a sudden Vanguard's popping up in the media with this secretive blockchain project. But it's important that you understand just how smart and how well researched and well read so many of these people in the XRP community are. These guys blow me away all the time. In fact, a lot of them, they get so in depth on things. What I try to do on my channel is to take some of the things that they've talked about and give you the surface, the simplified version of it, because I'm trying to appeal to as many people as possible. And I don't want to, I intentionally go out of my way I don't want to lose anybody on too deep of dives on this channel. I don't know if I've ever even told the audience that, but I try to hit the high points, what I think is important and what people can digest without doing too much. You know what I mean? So anyway, and so what I do is I go and another way to say it is I try, and I think there's a quote, I think it was from Henry Ford, and I don't know the exact quote, but it was something to the effect of that if he is ever in a room and he's the smartest person in the room, then he is doing something wrong. In other words, he wants to surround himself by people that are smarter than he is. And that's how he built Ford. And that's how I've kind of built this channel is I've tried to incorporate, there are some geniuses out there. These guys, Cryptopolis is another one. There are all sorts of really smart people, love for crypto. And I try to put all of their information together and to present it in such a way where it can be digested by average people like you and me. And that's what we try to do here. Okay, next, but those guys do deserve, speaking of trying to present something so that you and I can digest it, this guy's another great example. I can't imagine what it would be like to actually try to get in depth with David Schwartz and understand everything he's talking about. He says, this sounds like a job I could do, jerkologist. Sometimes people that are too smart for their own good would be able to sit in that chair, but I don't know David Schwartz personally, so I can't say that he is a jerk. He seems to think maybe he is sometimes, aren't we all? American Aristocrat sent me this. And this is interesting here as it ties into what we've been talking about for over a year and a half. Bank runs all over Hong Kong now. ATM machines running out of cash, but there is something more important. Failed leader Carrie Lam can now officially confiscate bank accounts and assets without recourse. The Hong Kong legal system is essentially gone. And then this was a Anthony Pompliano tweet. This is when he's on CNBC. He's tweeting this out. And he says, Bitcoin, one of the things he said in this CNBC video to the people on the panel, he was telling them about how Bitcoin not being seizable is one of the great characteristics of it. Not just Bitcoin, but XRP. But in this case, he's talking about Bitcoin. He says Bitcoin is different things to different people. When you're worried about your assets being seized or becoming inaccessible to you, Bitcoin's non-seizability becomes very attractive. This aspect of Bitcoin just became important for 1+ billion people in India and Hong Kong. So the question you need to be asking yourself if you're listening to my voice is, if you lived in India and Hong Kong right now and the money is gone out of the ATMs and the banks are shut down, where would you rather have your money right now? In those bank accounts that you can't access, or safely on a ledger DAN-OS whose keys you control, where you're in control of your money? And the other question is, if you've got dollars or whatever their currency is in that bank account and you've got digital assets safely on a Ledger Nano S. Which one do you think is going to be worth more and appreciate under those circumstances? I'm going with the safe digital assets that I can control. All right, let's see here. Mike B3012 sent me this. That dog picture always freaks me out with the red eyes. Nothing to see here, folks. And this is a Green Eggs and Ham tweet. It's about Tether. It says Tether expecting a lawsuit based on new market manipulation research. Tether posted a press release on their website today saying they're expecting lawsuits based on research they call meritless and mercenary. But anyway, we've all known that Tether there's a lot of shady stuff going on around Tether for a long time, with a lot of pumps and dumps that have gone on between Tether and Bitcoin and all this. So yeah, he's exactly right. Nothing to see here, folks. Okay, Michael at VAL5 links. Liechtenstein isn't wasting time, unlike United States. On October 3rd, the Parliament of Liechtenstein approved the Blockchain Act, which aims to improve investor protection and combat money laundering and establish clarity. And then XRP Crypto Wolf came in and summarized more of it. Liechtenstein approves the new Blockchain Act to improve investor protection, combat AML, establish regulatory clarity. The new law will enter into force on January 1, 2020. Liechtenstein will be the first country to have regulatory clarity for token economy. So yeah, of course, they want to attract the world's billionaires and soon to be trillionaires. And so of course they're going to lead the way in this. Joseph Quilden, you've got a title, and I don't remember your title, but as I said yesterday, I think Joseph Quilden has a title. But as I said yesterday, if people would start putting their official digital asset investor titles right here, I will be able to read them out every time I see your name. And this guy coming up, a guy did that already. But this is a XRP Darren tweet. Lagarde, impeachment could mean massive disruption. She loves that word, massive disruption. But it's like a short video if you want to go watch it. Here's one. XRP Australia, the official Australian correspondent to the Digital Asset Investor channel, sent me this. And we've got what we have here is John McAfee. He's announced the McAfee distributed DEX beta version is coming 10.7. Play with it. It takes time for enough users to join to make it real. But if you play and be patient, you'll see it's the door that frees us from government's cornerstone of control, fiat currencies. It can't be shut down. And then somebody's asking if there's XRP. Now, I couldn't find it, but I saw somewhere where somebody else asked him if XRP would be one of the digital assets on the platform, and he did say, yeah, something to the effect of, yes, that's coming. So that's pretty interesting. And at ECOSSEXRP1 sent me this. The week is not yet over, and we are already at a new high in ODL traffic between Bitstamp to Bitso and Bitstamp to Coins PH. And so they're showing this graphic of this. So this is going to get more and more interesting, I think, the X rapid flow. Now, and finally, I saw this. It looked cool. I wanted to show it to you. These are 100 drones coordinated in a stunning light show is what it says. I don't know where this is. I've seen something similar before. But when I see this, here's what I think of. If they can do that and they can coordinate drones to do that, what are they going to be able to do when they can attach bullets and missiles and atomic bombs onto these things? And then what are they going to do when they can make a drone small enough to be the size of a fly or a tiny little bug that flies underneath your door sill or flies underneath the door sill in the White House and lands in the Oval Office to eavesdrop and to see what's going on behind closed doors at the White House? That's what I'm thinking of when I see this. It's a scary world we're entering. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that Auburn's quarterback he's a freshman and he's just not throwing as accurately as he should be at the Division I level, in my opinion. Thank you for listening.